it is Mike here from AutoGuide, and today we're gonna talk about things that piss me off. Okay, maybe a little nicer way to explain it is things that annoy me, and by things I mean new car features. These are either technology or trends that, I don't know, just get under my skin. Most people probably don't care about these items, or they don't really bother them, but to me they do, and maybe some of you out there can fully relate. So let's get on with the list. We're starting with a safety feature, Auto High Beam Assist. It's named different things on different manufacturers, but basically it is the system that uses a camera or some sort of sensor to detect if an oncoming car's headlights are oncoming, I guess, yeah, best way to explain it, or if there's just enough ambient light in general. What it will do is turn on the high beams when it senses there isn't enough light, and then once it sees enough light, it turns it back off. Now, not all systems are equal, but I don't like any of them. Reason being, I live in the suburbs in a pretty tight packed populated neighborhood, but thankfully our streetlights are set pretty low so we don't have a lot of light pollution at night. But they're so low, Auto High Beam always thinks they need to be on, so I'll be driving down the street and randomly my high beams turn on, blinding anybody walking their dog or happening to look out their front window. Any car I drive, doesn't matter, first thing I do, find out how to turn that off. The manufacturers who have a physical button on the outside, props. The manufacturers who make me dig through 7 menus, no props. Next up, nobody likes someone who's fake. So why are manufacturers so enamored with fake exhausts? And I don't mean the ones where it's an exhaust bezel that's built into the bumper and a regular pipe goes through. I mean the ones that aren't connected to any sort of muffler or exhaust whatsoever, yet they look like one on the outside. Now, I get the reason why this is a thing, and for most people, they probably actually like it because they were sick of how hard it is to keep an exhaust tip clean. By having a fake tip that looks like an exhaust but isn't, it doesn't get all the soot and water and dirt and crap that comes out of the tailpipe, so it remains cleaner longer. What annoys me about them, besides the fact that they're just not real, is the manufacturers who have a real exhaust that points down to the ground and you can physically see it just past the exhaust tip. It's just really weird. Now Ford, theirs I'm still not, let's just say the jury's out on Ford. Some people don't like it, some people like it. On the Explorer, they have the 4-tip exhaust, and it actually is an exhaust, but the bottoms are cut out, so the exhaust goes through the bottom and the actual tips are just there for show. So it's kind of a mix of the two, but It's the Germans who are the biggest offenders, but even some EVs are getting fake exhaust tips. Like, come on. Okay, maybe you haven't agreed with me on the first two, but the next one, I don't really know anyone who likes it. And that is having climate control functionality built exclusively into a touchscreen. It is so annoying having to look down and figure out where on the screen you need to touch. And even worse are the screens where there's a shortcut that you have to push first to then get to the climate controls. Give me the physical buttons that by muscle memory, I can learn where they are on the dash, and if I have to make a quick adjustment while driving, I can just point without looking. I know it's gotten more cost effective to put everything into a touchscreen, but we want buttons. And thankfully, a lot of manufacturers that had exclusive touchscreens are slowly starting to roll controls back into buttons, like the new Subaru Outback. So manufacturers, buttons and dials, that's all we ask for. Stop with the touchscreen madness. Number 4, we're going back to a safety system. Now, I think everyone can agree there's a lot of terrible drivers out there these days. In fact, there's probably more terrible drivers now than there were at any point in history. So having some active safety features to keep cars from crashing into you is a bonus. Adaptive cruise control, emergency stop assist, pedestrian detection, reverse cross traffic alert, all those sort of things, blind spot monitoring, all great. And you know what? The systems that can let you do hands-free driving are fantastic as well. Ford's Blue Cruise, GM's Super Cruise, but there's one feature that I've found in many vehicles that I just don't like, and that's the lane keep assist. Now, these systems vary greatly in how they operate, and some manufacturers actually allow you to set how intrusive you want it to be. And I found in those systems on low, I'm okay. But the systems I don't like are the ones that just turn on, and when I'm on the highway, yeah, it's following the lines on the road and it's doing what it's supposed to, and if I get a little close to one lane, it nudges me back, great. But then if there's been any sort of tar fill-ins on cracks in the road, or if the texture of the road or color changes, all of a sudden the system sometimes wants to just yank me into the other lane without warning. And when I'm doing off ramps, even with my signal on, sometimes the system still wants to keep me on the highway and have to physically wrestle the wheel to let me get off the highway. Again, not all systems do this. Some notable ones that I've not gotten along with in the past are Nissan and BMW, but yet their more advanced suite of safety systems, that's not the issue. So maybe we're getting to an era where this won't be an issue anymore, but right now, lane keep assist, another thing I turn off. Finally, we have another thing that's fake, and that is electric vehicles that make fake noises. Now let me preface this. I actually don't mind if fake noises are fed to me inside the cabin. Gasoline-powered cars have been doing it for years. Some of them augment the actual engine noise, others try to mask it. You know what? As long as it's running with the engine and the RPMs, I'm fine with that. Some engines don't sound great on their own, but inside the car with a little augmentation, great. In electric vehicles, adding some spaceship or futuristic noises inside the vehicle to sort of give you an idea of how acceleration or deceleration is going, again, fine. Completely unneeded because there is no engine making noises, but okay. The EV noises I don't like are the ones on the exterior, and I don't mean these safety noises where it makes the little whirl noise at low speed so pedestrians know or cyclists know that there's a car approaching. I mean the ones that try to mimic a gas engine sound as you're driving your EV. High performance EVs make some cool noises on their own. There's all these whirls of the driveline components and the electric motors ramping up that are cool in their own right. But Dodge Charger, Ioniq 5N, they're trying too hard to be gasoline vehicles, and the sounds just don't come off genuine, and they're just not for me. Thankfully, you can turn them off in both vehicles. Alright, so there's my list of 5 modern car features that I just can't stand. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with any of them, because I'm sure you do, or probably better, let me know your least favorite new car features. I am sure there are a lot out there that I missed.